Hi everyone, welcome. You're here. You know, we've been talking this month. We're talking about falling back in love with your business. And you may have been hearing a few of the comments that we've been talking about of why you've probably fallen out of love with your business. And yeah, so each time we're going to be having a little fun. But fun is part of enjoying your business. It's part of really falling back in love. So finding something a little fun. I thought the tiara was very good for today. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know if I can change the filters. Let me see if I can change the filters back a little bit. But I'm not sure I can. Let's see if I can take that off. Oh, there we go. There we go. I could probably sit here and play all day with this, but it would be too much of a distraction. So I'm going to turn that off. Maybe you tell me if I should put back on the tiara. But really what we've been talking about today is falling back in love with your employees. If you caught the promo from earlier, you kind of know why I'm starting with employees. It might feel like a really weird place to start. Oh, and by the way, if this is your first time catching coaching from the Carpool, I'm Leslie Hassler with your Biz Rules Business Coaching. We're talking about employees before clients. This week's all about people, because if you truly have built this business to be something that can grow, that can scale, that can expand, you're going to need employees. And even if you are just happy being a smaller business, I've personally chosen that in my own life before, you still need help. You're still going to have somebody else involved. So the people that you choose to come into your space are really important, right? And I choose employees because if you think about it, for most small business owners, hiring employees is like hiring family, right? It's really like people that you are going to hopefully be able to trust. People whom you are going to hopefully be able to count on, right? And for a lot of my business owners, when we're hiring employees, there's a certain amount of responsibility that comes with being able to provide for another human being and make the commitment. In fact, one of the biggest fears that people have that keep them from hiring people is the fear of not being able to pay them. Okay, so there's a lot of personal responsibility. There's a lot of connection around employees. But if we look at, really some of the ways that we probably are reasons that we're falling out of love with our employees. The first one I think is really about you've put yourself into the middle. Okay, it's really easy to stay in the middle of your business where everything revolves around you. Now, everything in your business is your choice, and it should revolve around your values and how you like to see business done. And there should definitely be keys that you're giving to people about what a good job looks like, where we're going, the vision, and all these things. But when you design a business around you is when you are that chief putter out of fires, as I was talking about last week. I realize it's not the best way to say it. And I think it's more about putting out fires than being a firefighter. There's a different connotation. But when everyone that has a problem in your business actually comes to you to solve the problem, you've put yourself in the center. And there's a reason why we put ourselves in the center. Okay, when your phone, your cell phone, you're texting, going off a mile a minute with not just clients but employees trying to ask you questions and things, again, you put yourself in the center. And here's why I think we put ourselves in the center. And if I think about it when I've done them in my own business, it's because honestly, I was scared, right? There was some part of me that was scared. And here's what I was scared of. I was scared about all the things that could go wrong. The liability, the money loss, the loss of a client, the potential theft. I mean, there's so many things to be scared of when you have a business. And there's so many things to be scared of when you have employees. And I think it's that fear that really puts us into putting ourselves right into the middle of it. Well, you can do that all day long, but you're not going to be able to grow, right? And you're not going to have a healthy business, and you're also not going to have a healthy brain. Like your sanity is going to be seriously questioned somewhere along the way. So we've got to realize that, okay, that if you're in that stage where you're in the middle of it, in the thick of it, that's probably one of the reasons why. And where we need to be is much more of a leader. We need to be much more of somebody that's thought through things and planned for things versus being reactive to our situation, which is really what fires are about. They're about lack of proper planning, honestly. Now, one of the things, if you're that scared person, know that it's okay. I'm one of these weird people that I'm like, write out every fear of everything that could go wrong in your business right now. And let's just put strategies into place to mitigate that, right? To mitigate the risk. Because being in business is a risk, unfortunately, for better or for worse, right? I think the second reason why you've probably fallen out of love with your clients is you hired reactively. And this goes back to the case of sometimes we get surprised by our own growth. We're really surprised that all of a sudden it's taking off and we're needing help. And so when you're in that state of hiring your employees, you start to hire the best you can find, but not necessarily the best for the position or the best for the business. Okay, there's little differences there. When you're hiring reactive, you almost have to take what you get, right, and get the best you can at the time, but it's not always the right hire. Okay, hiring is, and getting the right people on the bus is a process. And until you figure out that process, or you hire somebody, a third-party consulting, an HR consultant, somebody that knows how to interview, hire, and write up a job description and conduct the interviews for you, chances are you're going to have to figure it out. And that's okay. That's part of business. And I think the third reason why we fall out of love with our employees is, honestly, we're just not getting what we want. We have an expectation of what the job should be and what results we should have. And then we're just not getting that in return. So it's either a poor work product, dress code, conduct, all sorts of things. I always think of this one moment in my design business where we're showing up for a new client call, and one of my assistant designers comes in hot pants, a tank top, and a scarf. And she looked darling, don't get me wrong, but she didn't look the part that I wanted to be portraying as part of our business. Number one thing I went back when we got back to the office is I wrote a dress code, because in all fairness, I hadn't told her what I expected. And I think there's a lot of times in business where we expect our employees to know. We expect that they should do a good job, but we've never defined a good job. We expect them to follow rules that we've never told them what they are, or even gotten their buy-in, right? There's a lot of part of expectations there that we think just because we're paying somebody to fulfill a role in our business that they should know. And in all honesty, they're not mind readers. You're not a mind reader. How could they be a mind reader? So if you're looking to really fall back in love with your employees, I think one of the first things to do is to write down for yourself what the definition of an awesome employee is for you. Like, how is it that you would know that this person is a rock star in your organization? Write that down. Keep it to 10 characteristics. And then take a look at who you have on staff. Who is really a part of that team? And just, maybe just keep it easy. Give some sort of scoring. Maybe it's a check mark for yes, a minus for needs work, and an X for heck no, ain't happening in that house, okay? And just go through and rate your employees and really see what you have. Chances are, I would say if you've got somebody that's at least 75%, they're worth developing, unless one of the core components is so crucial and you're just not going to change that habit in that person, right? But really take a look at who you have on staff and what your expectation is. Now, you hired these people. I got to be honest, you hired them. You made that choice in the first, so you owe it to them to help develop them. That's my viewpoint, okay? You owe it to them to help develop them. But at a certain point in time, you will probably have to make some hard decisions about who you need to invite to find a better position for themselves somewhere else and who sticks around. Because sometimes you can have little morale killers in your team, and you don't want that. But once you've done that, you've said who it is that you're looking for, then I want you to really start looking at some gratitudes. If you've been frustrated with your employees in the past, you need to start to find really good things. And I've set up a vision board on the other side of my computer in my office, and I was sitting here and I was like, oh, I need to put what you focus on will become, or what you focus on you will find, those types of things. I think that's the same way that it is with people. What we focus on, we find. Okay? And so if you can take a look at your employees and start recognizing the good that they're doing and let them know, hey, write them a note. Notice that you had an awesome call, and I love the spirit and the fact that you had a smile on your face when you talked to that client. Thanks. Goes a long way into reconnecting and falling back into love with your employees. And the third thing I'll say is, let's fix the problem. That's how to handle the problem that you already have. But if we're going to move forward, we've got to get you out of reactive thinking and reactive planning and reactive way of operating your business. I will be honest with you, totally honest. You can operate by the seat of your pants for a really long time in business. You could get a $500,000 business operating by the seat of your pants. I've seen it done. Doesn't mean you're going to be happy with it, and it doesn't mean you're going to be making a lot of money. But you've got to stop doing it by the seat of your pants, right? You've got to really find a way to break the reactive cycle and get into a proactive cycle. Because a proactive cycle, if you look at this, if we did a growth plan and we basically looked at what your business might look like in 3 years, from a staffing perspective, and we backed it out and we looked at what key indicators would say, hey, by the way, probably in about 3 months, you're going to need to hire staff, then you can take your time to build the process. If you do this, it's a little more foundational work that you do along the way. But when you actually go, oh crap, we need new employees, you're turning on a system, right, that's been designed to bring you the best for the position, not the best that's available. So that you're hiring up with each and every hire, and you're really improving the quality of your business and the quality of your clients indirectly. Because remember, unless you want to do it yourself all the time, you're going to need to be hiring a team. And why not hire a team that takes care of your clients better than you do, so that you can get busy doing other things in your business and building it to a level that you really want to be happy with. So that's it for today, guys. I hope that was enjoyable. Let me know your thoughts. What are you going to do to go back and fall in love with your team and your employees? If you know of anyone that needs to hear this message, if they've got some staffing problems and they need to think about things in a new way, please share this with them. Comment below, tag their name so that they can see it. And like always, we're here most Tuesday and Thursdays between the 2:30 and 3 o'clock hour. I'm Leslie Hassler with Your Biz Rules Business Coaching, and we're coaching from the Carpool.